I found a silver scam in the newspapers. But first, if you haven't done so, please subscribe and click that little bell icon right next to the subscribe button. It will let you know every time I upload a video. In addition, I always try to answer all the questions in the comment section, so feel free to do so and give me a thumbs up. So it's very early in the morning here in Oxnard, California. I'm here for work. And every morning at the room door, they leave a free newspaper. This one happens to be the USA Today. I know it's toilet paper, just like all newspapers are nowadays. Before I read you a small segment of this scam, I want to explain something here. Most people nowadays get their news from the title, also known as clickbait. They get their news from the title, and because they've been trained to believe that if it comes from a newspaper, it's got to be true. The newspapers would never print anything false. People look at this and they get bored. This is the silver article, and look how long it is. It starts all the way in this column and goes all the way down here and then goes do some diagrams. Most news articles are written that way, to where the truth is towards the end of the article. Got me so far? And what they'll do is they'll mislead the reader in the first segments of the article. They get bored and they think they got all the information. But if they would have waited towards the end of the article, they would have found actual truth. Most news articles actually do write the truth. It just happens to be at the end of the article, where most readers are either too lazy or just don't have the time to read into. So, for example, this article title could be Trump kills baby in satanic ritual. They would have read that and whoa, they would have ran off and they would have told everybody, emails, go to work, tell everybody Trump's doing a satanic ritual, blah, 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 blah. And that it's news. Gets on the internet and it's news. Everybody agrees because they saw the same title. However, if they would have read to the end of the article, they would have seen, well, this is not Donald Trump. Oops. It's somebody else, not even related to the family. Jolene Trump was creating a movie, science fiction movie for a school project. Oops. I know I'm oversimplifying it, but that's exactly how they get you. They mislead you with the headlines and maybe the first paragraph, and you think you got all the news you need, and the news would never ever lie because it's a real bona fide newspaper. Let me read you a little bit of this. First of all, again, comes from a real newspaper. I just tore this page out. This just happened. On this side, it's about cars and how they rack and stack against each other. I should say trucks. The new trucks coming out and whatnot. So it's a real article and whatnot. So I'm going to read you. And as you can see, there's the title, and right underneath the title is your subtitle, and I'm going to start reading right here. Operators of the National Silver Hotline are struggling to keep up with all the calls. I didn't even know they had a National Silver Hotline. I knew they had a hotline for college students who need a safe space. I knew they had a national hotline for kids who just are feeling drowning in their own student loan debt and their mommies and daddies won't get them out of debt. I know they have hotlines for that. But a silver hotline? Ooh, that sounds official. So the newspaper goes on to say that's because silver vault bags loaded with a small fortune of 0.99939 pure silver bars are now being handed over to everyone who beats the 2-day order deadline. So when you hear the word handed over, what automatically comes into your mind? Handed over means given. And then they use that card tactic, the card salesman tactic. 2-day order deadline. Ooh. News article continues on. It's like a modern day gold rush. U.S. residents will be hoarding all the silver bars they can get their hands on for the next 2 days. This comes as no surprise after the standard state minimum set by the Federated Mint dropped 42%, going from $50 per bar to just $29 per bar, making these silver vault bags a real steal. So we have a Federated Mint company. It sounds very official. And they use Federated. This company probably purposefully used the word federated when they were creating we need to think of a title of our company and that it's going to sound official. Oh, federal, might get in trouble a little bit. Federal Reserve has already taken that name anyway. We'll just go with Federated, kind of like Star Trek, the Federation. Sounds very official. And many people who are unaware really would believe the Federated Mint Company is a federal government affiliated facility. The newspaper article continues. These silver vault bags are a real steal, said Mary Ellen Withrow. In case you're looking to Google her name, it's Mary Ellen Withrow, Withrow. She is the Emeritus, Emeritus, Emeritus 40th Treasurer of the United States of America. I'm going to have to Google what Emeritus is. She goes on to say, as executive advisor of the private Federated Mint, it's private now, I get paid to deliver breaking news. And here's the best part. This is great news for U.S. residents because it's the lowest ever state minimum set by the Federated Mint, said Withrow. The only thing residents need to do is find the first digits of their zip code. So if your zip code is 22322, they're saying, okay, use the first 2 digits located on this list. The only thing residents need to do is find the first 2 digits of their zip code on the distribution list printed in today's publication. Distribution list. That means these monies have already been put aside for distribution to be given, assigned. It's already been assigned. Distribution. First 2 digits of their zip code on the distribution list printed in today's publication. If their zip code is on the list, they need to immediately call the National Silver Hotline before the 2-day order deadline ends. So let me show you something. And you can pause the video. There is the distribution list. I'm in Arizona, and Lord and behold, there is 8.5 there, because I'm in the 8.5 bracket. Are you in the list? And over here is a very official-looking picture. You have men wheeling bags of silver from what appears to be a vault over to wherever. Right over here on this side, you got a stack, right where my finger is, you got a stack of military AR-16s. Whoa, this is real stuff, folks. Now let me get to this distribution list. The video is only going to go on for another 2 or 3 minutes, by the way, if you're wondering. This distribution list, I can only speak for Arizona because I don't know where you folks live, and chances are I've never been there. But for Arizona, those 2 area codes they have listed there, in our city of Tucson, those 2 area codes have the highest concentration of elderly and retired folks. I'm not saying everybody in those 2 zip codes are elderly, but it has the highest concentration within the Tucson region. What they're doing, it appears to me, is they're targeting the elderly. That's what it appears to be. They're casting their line, landing in a pool of fish where they know there's some folks, there's some fish in there that just don't know about silver or the scams, and they're an easy mark. They're casting their bait where the highest concentration of people who are just unaware. I'm going to go on now because, like I said, towards the end is where you find out the truth. I'm going to read you the prices now, because at first you think you're getting this for free, but as you go on, well, no, it's just a very heavily discounted Volt bag. These are Volt bags are just extreme beyond belief, because you happen to live in these zip codes. We're practically giving them to you. Please, let me continue to just read one more paragraph, and I'm done reading. It's basically, it starts off, this paragraph says, keep calling if you can't get through. Keep trying. That's really friendly. They really want to give these bags of silver to the proper people who they really belong to. Right now, everyone looking to cash in on the lowest state minimum ever set by the Federated Mint. There's that official title again. In fact, tens of thousands of residents are expected to order up to as many silver vault bags as they can get their hands on before the deadline ends. So you don't only get one, you can get as many as you like. That's because the state minimum set by the Federated has been slashed from, get it, $50 per heavy half ounce to just $29 for the next 2 days only. I don't know if you got that. Let me read that last sentence again. Federated Mint has been slashed from $50 per heavy half ounce to just $29 for the next 2 days. Which weighs more? A pound of feathers or a pound of bricks? I didn't know there was a heavy half ounce, and I'm actually very thankful that it's not $50 for the light half ounce, because then I really would feel ripped off. You know what I'm saying here? So they got a heavy half ounce. That means they probably have a light half ounce, they have a medium half ounce, they got their heavy half ounce here, and for those really stupid people, they got the jumbo half ounce. Folks who are new to silver and are looking for other ways, other mechanisms for diversifying their portfolio, especially, I mean, the elderly, I'm not trying to put anybody down, but some of the elderly, they're just not thinking clear enough. And they will fall for this scam. They will fall for these fancy titles and words and executive advisors and Federated, and they will fall for this and say there's just no way. It comes from a real newspaper. Newspapers would never lie to me. $50 for a half ounce of silver? Folks, in case you're new to silver, in case you're new to my channel, a full ounce, not a half ounce, a full ounce of silver is about $18. I'm glad it was slashed from 50 to 29. So I looked up their names, these names on the Better Business Bureau. They have actually a couple of portfolios, or I should say accounts on the Better Business Bureau. I only took the time to look at one. On that one, it had alone 27 complaints. 27 complaints. When the silver got there, there was a couple of complaints that it just didn't look right. There was complaints that the silver was just banged up. And there's a couple of complaints where their parents had used their charge number and the kids were trying to reverse it, and these folks were not very cooperative at all in helping. It's a real shame. Now, they know they're doing a scam. They absolutely know they're doing a scam. And I even fell for this. My eyes, everybody's eyes, they naturally go to the bold title. But look right above. It says paid advertisement. They're hoping that you don't catch this. I didn't catch it either until I took a second look at the newspaper article. And I'm not kidding. It came out of a newspaper, just like it did. Like I said, it's a paid advertisement. I just realized that. But notice it's not as bold as the title. Your eyes immediately go to the title and just go down. And if you don't take a second look, you're not gonna realize it's actually an advertisement. So I think a lot of fraudulent companies are doing that. They're taking out what appears to be official-looking newspaper articles when indeed they're actually paid advertisement. I want to end this video by letting you know I called this number after I noticed that. I called this number. Before I tell you this, in case you didn't believe me about that $50 a half ounce, you can pause the video. I'm going to try to hold this still. I'm not getting very good luck here. There. Hold that still and just, I'm holding it still. You pause the video and you read. So you can see the $50 per heavy half ounce. Anyway, I called that phone number, and a very distinguished man answered the phone. Very deep voice, very professional sounding. Hello, you called the National Silver Hotline. May I help you? Yes, I saw this news article. Oh, okay. Would you please give me the code that appears after our phone number? Yes, sir, I will. That's FMM 2952. Hold on a moment while I look that code up. Yes, that appears to be a legitimate code. To confirm that you live in the state, please give me your zip code. Gave him my zip code. Yes, that is the correct code for that state. And then he immediately goes on with the prices. He doesn't talk about anything else. The first word out of his mouth was money. And it wasn't hundreds of dollars. It was thousands of dollars. The prices were even higher than they were advertised in this advertisement. And if you guys want to try it, there's the code right there. Let me see, actually. So I'm there. There you go. See that? You guys can call it too. So it is comical. You guys got to be really careful with today's scams, because they're using legitimate, and again, the newspapers nowadays are fake news, but they are perceived as legitimate news sources. So many people who are not woken up like we are will fall for this. It's in the newspapers. It must be true. Folks, again, please subscribe and have a great day.